tight compositions, and this is it. Deuce Knights up against Team First Blood. First series of tonight, and I'm definitely excited for it. Let us know who you think is going to win this game in the chat. Private, I gotta say, I was thinking about this. I mentioned how maybe they might not go for a bulky tank and they pick up the Matildas instead. You don't want to pick up something too big to just go right into that carry once again. So they decide and opt to go for maybe a bit more movement, and I do like it, right? I like it paired up with the Sicilian. I like it with the Balmond. A lot of dive potential, a lot of chase potential onto that Ling. When you're getting these team fights, and if you want to try to lock onto him, you do have the opportunity to knock him off that wall with the Circling Eagle, or if he's trying to get away, maybe catch him and even bring Ballman into the back line onto Darwin up in the top. We're going to see a little bit of engage, but nothing too major. Both teams definitely taking it slow right here in the first minute.
Yeah, like I said, there is history between these two teams. They have faced each other before. They do know what they're about, so they're not going to be taking any chances. Probably a little bit of that respect paid by both of them. So we might not see too many early engagements, or at least ones that Deuce Knights and Team First Blood aren't prepared for. We just see a little bit of engagement happening here. Joyboy is getting slowed down, but is wisely able to disengage on that Matilda.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see Hendrik Levzal up in that gold lane here and there. Carry, I don't think she wins out in the early game against that Beatrix, right? Beatrix has the range, has a lot more abilities, but we are seeing them already get pushed back. So that is going to help Darwin in this gold lane in these early stages. Team First Blood, though, doing well with the rest of with Kid right now and his pathing, keeping up jungle, keeping up all of these camps, making sure he stays in the game.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, too, with you don't really have a lot of options if you're not at the end of the early game. So definitely Anna's going to be playing it a little safer. We do see them kind of latching onto the ward right now, putting on some damage. Neither team really stepping out of it. We do see Anna kind of up here waiting for it. Are they going to be able to get it? Does get that turtle there, and does come down with a pencil blaze. We do see a lot of damage coming onto Luffy as he does go down there. And followed quickly behind by Hendrix Loves All from the damage from Hunter on that Sicilian.
What a beautiful retribution from Anna there. We see the lethal counter come down, right? And I'm like, all right, Kid's got this. It's got to be his turtle. Anna still steals the turtle. Not only that, they get a kill on to Luffy. Yes, they lose Hendrik Loves, but I think that is a beautiful trade. Joyboy coming in the back line. Darwin forced it back off. Joyboy might be in a bad spot here now, Private.
Yeah, he is kind of a little deep there, but man, really trusting in his ability on that Matilda. And that was another smart move there by Anna, not actually engaging on the turtle. Just fine with that Finch pose, just gonna stand up on that wall, not really even attacking. Oh! Just a wide iron hook by the Franco there. But we are starting to see this this macro game play up by this Belmont, able to invade without much question.
Yeah, and I think hopefully it's what we see a lot from Kid, right? I do think one-on-one, he has a bit of an advantage in the enemy jungle if he's trying to push in onto Ling. We've gotten about 3.5 minutes in. Ling and Ballman pretty close on the gold, right? No one's gotten too much in, but Ballman has gotten that Molten Core in, gonna help him clear this jungle even faster now as he's moving through. Ballman already a very fast jungler in the early stages. Anna trying to just fight for her camps, and I love the aggression from Team First Blood, just coming in and trying to take everything they can from Anna right now.
Yeah, and this is what you want to do against the Link. So this is the perfect plan. We can see a Circling Eagle there. Might be a little bit deep. There is Joybaj, is going to have Kid there to try to disengage, but Hendrix Love All and Damon must have smelled that in the air, that gank was coming, so they wisely disengaged from that. But what I was going to say is, like, that's what you want to do against the Link. You want to keep the pressure on. Don't let him farm, because from behind, Link does have a lot of problems there. When you see that type of plays coming down, Kid does throw down that lethal counter. Who got that? I think Kid was able to steal it away successfully. And man, so we're Deuce Knights having a little bit of a problem in this early game when it's coming up to matching the ferocity of this Belmont invading so often.
And that's what we need to keep seeing. I think that's Team First Blood definitely has a nice early game tendency. Yes, they kind of whiffed that first turtle, but hopefully they can secure this second one. I do like the way Multi-Rose, she has a tankiness. Glorious Pathway coming down, Private.
Yeah, but Kid is able to go ahead and take that turtle. Does look like there's a little bit of trouble for Floor. Is going to be able to disengage there. Esmeralda just kind of hanging around in that mid there right now. They're going to go ahead and looks like they're putting on a lot of damage onto this mid tower to go ahead and take it down. So right now, Team First Blood has a great plan and is executing it to perfection right now.
Yeah, and they are just being so aggressive. You pointed out the Esmeralda and the way she's just sitting there cutting the mid lane. You barely ever see a mid lane cut, but they pulled it off well, and it gave the rest of the team space to be able to take that mid tier 3 tower. We're only 5.5 minutes in. Team First Blood has taken 2 towers off the map. This is giving them even more pressure into the enemy jungle, even more pressure, and they're just going to try to keep steamrolling with this. I mean, look at the kill board, 2-1, not even 2-2. My bad. Anna does go down in the top lane up against Gina God Mode 1-on-1, which is gonna hurt. What I gotta say is, even with this low kill count, Joy Boys also goes down. Even with this huge kill count, Team First Blood is owning the map. They're controlling the game.
Yeah, and it is, like I said, Ling does not have the greatest potential when he's coming from behind. You start losing the targets that you're going to be able to take down because he's not going to really be able to 100 to 1 somebody. Not going to be able to get that one shot. We do see but they are going to go ahead and race up there. Oh, it does get taken out by Gina. Hendrix kind of power does come on a little slow with that falling star moon now from Luffy. Is going to go ahead and help the rest of them in disengage, but we do have a little bit more action happening up here. Not sure if they're actually doing much more than wanting to cut this lane so that they can go ahead and meet up at the turtle.
Yeah, and I think at this point, Deuce Knights, they do, I mean, they have the carry, right? And we do know the Ling can start, once you get that Berserker's Fury in, a couple more items, and you can possibly do some damage to that backline. But what makes me worry is we just saw Gina God Mode 1v1 Anna. So, like, all right, you get to the backline, what do you do then? And you still have to watch out for the Wesker, for this shotgun. You still need to play correctly. So Deuce Knights needs to find a way around them. Turtle going over to Kid, and we might have another fight already breaking out.
Yeah, and even though Joy Bosch was taken to the back by that Ling, they are still able to disengage there. So just good cover by the side of Team First Blood. And honestly, right now, Anna is not going to be able to pick up any kills. She's not going to be able to one-shot anybody. So her only choice is going to be able to try to get these lanes and get back to the fight. And honestly, like, that's all that they have left is the split pushing right now to try to get themselves into the late game, because right now it's a dominant force. 4K lead by Team First Blood right now as they capture that purple buff.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a game with so little kills and so many towers taken already. Team First Blood, and such a nice gold lead as well. Just really, I mean, we talk about teams running objectives, and they have been solely objectives, just solely macro play around the map, taking what they need to. They lose that first turtle, but then they come back so strong, and it is just building up more and more. So I will say that Deuce Knights are doing well in a sense of they're not taking too many deaths. Like, I just think that they're losing too much. They need to maybe focus on a bit more of the jungle. Big circling eagle onto Anna.
Yeah, with that Tempest Blades coming down there, we do see that Lure goes down. God Mode taken down very low, but Hendrix Loves All does go down there. Oh, what? Unfortunately, onto that Finch pose right into the middle of 4 Team First Blood members, not able to take all of that damage. And I think that we're having a problem. I mean, I saw the plan. They wanted a front line in the early game, but you're lacking a ton of damage with 2 roams, 2 tanks on Deuce Knights right now.
Yeah, definitely. And that's like, especially when you fall behind like this, you know, they might have been able to pull it off, but by picking up the Eve, it's also not big burst damage. So they literally have like no burst damage for this whole phase of the game, to whereas Gina God Mode right now, sitting at 5-0-0, definitely going God Mode, and that is going to continue to be a problem. Ling can, I mean, we just saw him. He had a half a bar health. Finch pose got immediately taken out from Gina. First Lord going completely uncontested over to Team First Blood. 7K gold lead. Team First Blood is steamrolling right now. Deuce Knights need to probably just keep playing the defensive and wait for a mess up.
Yeah, and that's such a hard thing to do as a team because you're basically at the beckon of your opponent. You're waiting for them to mess up, and right now First Blood has not made too many mistakes here. So you might be waiting until they're already at your core for that mess up, especially with a Sicilian on Team First Blood, someone who scales infinitely into the end game. So the longer this game goes on, the more dangerous First Blood is going to become. We do see a wide hook there as Luffy is going to go ahead and try to engage. Does get warded off of it, but I think that's more or less to give them room to keep on clearing out this jungle. But
yeah, Lord's coming now, Private.
Yeah, Lord's coming down here. We do see Luffy diving in deep. We do see Joy Bosch with that circling eagle on the floor. He's going to get taken down with that suppressed. Lord still trying to do damage here with that real world manipulation coming down there. Hunter trying with that sanguine claws, but does take down Floor with that just immense amount of damage on that Sicilian right now. We do see Luffy in God mode putting on the damage onto this tower. So that is 2 inhibitors down and a great value for a non-luminous Lord for Team First Blood.
Yeah, beautiful value. And I was going to say, I think Deuce Knights' opportunity here is to try to bait them into that real manipulation. And they really couldn't have, I feel like they couldn't have defended that siege much better. None of them overextended. None of them really got out there too much. They even got, Joy Bosch to come in a little bit deep. So there's just too much of a goal deficit. Hendrix, though, is finally landing some hooks. And this is something else I need to point out. Hendrix needs to start landing these hooks. He needs to start making some plays on the map because we haven't seen a whole lot of it just yet. If he can start actually landing, getting some of these picks, it could be the comeback for Deuce Knights here.
Well, and I think that was one of the major issues right now is that we're not using Franco to his potential here right now. We do see Luffy coming in, diving in there. Real world manipulation does come down there. Joy Bosch diving deep, does land that circling eagle, but gets taken down quite quickly. Core is at 10% health, and this first game goes to Team First Blood.
Textbook.